Hey everybody, happy Tuesday. I've been wanting to do this live for a while and just haven't had the time. So here we are. All right, so I'm gonna divide my face into two sections, a right and a wrong, basically a do and a don't. I'm just gonna use this nude liner to kind of draw a line down the middle. There we go. All right, so this is my right side. So this is gonna be the do's and this is gonna be the don'ts, okay? Most of these tips are gonna be for makeup over 40, but I think you can apply them really at any age. So first thing is moisturize. I preach this all the time. And I do this on all of my makeup clients because it's going to help your makeup look its best when your skin is hydrated. So the do side, I'm putting a face cream. This is my Calendula face cream. If you're hopping on, please say hi. Let me know you're here and that you're watching. And if you're watching the replay, please put a 2 in the comments. I love to see who watches the replay. And I really appreciate it because it helps boost the algorithm for my video. So on the do side, number 1 is that we are going to use face cream. We're going to moisturize, okay? Moisturize, 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 okay? And on the don't side, we're not going to do a moisturizer, okay? That's step number 1. So while we're letting that dry, I'm going to do my eyebrows, okay? If you're hopping on, please say hi, good morning, happy Tuesday, whatever you want to say. All right, so I'm combing through my brows on the right side, and I'm gonna do them like I normally do with a light hand and a hair-like stroke. I'm gonna grab a mirror so I can see what I'm doing here. Maybe we should zoom in just a little bit as well. That was a lot of it. All right, please say hi if you're hopping on. I'm going to do hair-like strokes with a very thin, a light hand to mimic brow hairs so that it looks very natural, okay? We like a natural looking brow. And we don't have to do much. All right, so that's your do side for the brow. Now you do want to take note that on the tail of your brow for the do side, you want the tail to taper off towards the tip of your ear, not down towards your earlobe. So on the don't side, I will do that so you can see. And on the don't side, I'm gonna actually like draw lines instead of doing the hair-like strokes that I did on the right. Hi, Elizabeth, thanks for watching. Good morning. All right, so it's gonna be really hard to do the don'ts. All right, so for the don't, I'm gonna, see I pressed too hard and I already broke my pencil. That's why I do those very light feather-like, hair-like strokes. All right, I probably need a different, you know what? I have a different, I don't wanna break my pencil. So I have a different brand that I can use for this part. So if it breaks, it's not a big deal. Okay, here we go. So what you don't want to do is you don't want to draw them on like a one line kind of thing. You don't want it to look drawn on, like doing a thick line, right? You want to do the hair-like strokes that looks natural. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to drag the tail down. I'll clean this up so that it looks halfway decent, but you don't want to drag the tail of the eyebrow down so that it goes towards your earlobe, like this side, the do side. You do want the tail to taper towards the tip of the ear so that it gives you a lift on your eye. See, this is gonna close in the eye. Let me finish the don't side. And I'm rounding right here instead of doing a soft, you know, pointed arch. And we're gonna draw See, there's a big difference between drawing the brow on and actually doing like little strokes. I'm gonna clean it up a little bit so it doesn't look too crazy, but I want you to see, like for don't, why you don't want to do that. We still are going to work on this tail. Okay, so this is the don't side. We don't want the brow to come down towards the earlobe, okay? We do want it to come towards the tip of the ear. Got it so far? Okay, so for the do, I am going to put an eye primer on my eye. Please say hi if you're hopping on. Please don't be shy. I haven't seen anybody say hi yet. Say good morning, say happy Tuesday, say hello, whatever you want to say. All right, so I'm using an eye primer on the do. This is going to even out the skin tone on my eye. It's going to help the colors on my eyeshadow. You're going to see the difference because on the don't side, I'm not going to do this. And you will see the difference. So I'm just tapping the eye primer on. Hi, Amy. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. I don't know if Facebook is letting you guys comment or not. Nobody has commented yet. I mean, it's okay. I don't know if you guys are just being quiet or if Facebook's not. Okay, I see Angie Bayer said hi. Thank you for commenting. I appreciate it. Otherwise, I feel like I'm sitting here like talking to myself. Amy says, in the doctor waiting room, may have to hop off if they ever come in. Yeah. Sometimes, you know, I don't know about you, but sometimes I'll sit there for an hour. I have waited an hour and a half before for doctors, but now what I've started doing is if I wait longer than 30 minutes, then I go out and ask how much longer it's going to be and ask if I need to reschedule. And then they usually come in. I'm done. Long are the days of me waiting an hour, hour and a half for a doctor to come in. I just won't do it anymore. After 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, when am I going to see the doctor? Do I need to reschedule? Okay, so the do side, put eye primer and transparent setting powder. An hour so far. Not good. All right, the don'ts, I'm just going to leave it with nothing. All right, on the do side, I'm going to put some primer on my face. So I like to use the Blur Primer on the T-zone to fill in pores and fine lines. And then I like to use the illuminating primer on the perimeter of the face because it's got a moisturizer built in and it gives the face a nice glow. So the primer is going to help with those things I just mentioned, but it's also going to help my makeup last longer. And I'm not going to put a primer on the don't side. So as I'm doing this, let me know in the comments if there's something I'm teaching you that you did not know. If you did not know what primer did, I would love for you to say, I did not know that primer would help with pores, or I did not know primer would help your makeup last longer. So if you're learning something for the first time, I would love to know what it is. Now, if you just say, oh, I love that, or I didn't know that, I'm not going to really know what you're talking about when I go back and watch replay. So I'd love it if you could actually say like what you learned. That would be really great. So, all right, we're tapping in the primer. Tapping it in is going to help it get absorbed. I feel like it helps it dry faster. So, hi, Chrissy. All right, so far, the do side, we have done moisturizer. We did eye primer. We did our brow with the tail tapering towards the tip of the ear. And we set our eye primer with a transparent powder, and then I put on primer. On the don't side, the only thing I've done so far is the eyebrow, and I drew it on instead of doing the hair-like strokes, and I brought the tail down toward the earlobe. All right, so let's go ahead and do eyeshadow. I hadn't decided what color I was going to do, but it's okay. Let's go ahead and do the do side first. Hi, Cindy Mullins. Good morning. All right, so I'm going to use the Mirage palette. I'm going to use this as the transition shade, which is like a light brown color. All right, so on the Dew side, we are going to put the transition shade right here in this outer corner crease area. And we're going to go up towards our brow, creating the crease in like a diagonal shape, like so. Okay, and we're going to blend up and out. Up and out. Okay, this is my transition shade. This is also a really great tool for hooded eyes, okay? Now, on the don't side, we didn't prep the eye, and we're gonna do a windshield wiper motion going back and forth with this color. Hi, Pam, good morning. Thanks for hopping on. All right, do you guys see the difference so far? With the Dew, we did the transition shade at a diagonal and we blended up and out. And with the don't side, we just took it windshield wiper motion across the lid. All right. Now we're gonna take an angled brush, if I can find one. This one's got black on it, so let me just clean it off real quick. And I'm gonna take a darker color, so I'm gonna go into like this charcoal color. And I'm going to place it basically at my lash line, along the lash line, coming kind of out a little bit, like so. So I'm only keeping it in this outer corner area. I'm gonna go up to the crease. Kind of at an angle. And then just kind of softly blend it out. Okay, so that's the do side. For the don't side, I'm just gonna go right in the crease. And blend it. All right, and then the last part of the eyeshadow is that for the Dew side, you want to keep your lightest colors on the inner corner and your darkest colors on the outer corner. So I used 3 eyeshadow colors to achieve this look. And then over here, I'm just going to take this light color and just do it like all over the top part. Windshield wiper motion. All right, do you see the difference? Let me do some cleanup real quick and do the rest of my face so that the eyes will stand out more. But over here, we created a lift on this eye and we kept the inner corner light, the outer corner darker. Over here, we did the transition shade back and forth, and then we just did the lighter color above it, and we did the darkest color right in the crease. I hope that you can tell the difference in what I did on the do side versus the don't side. Can you guys see the difference? Does it show on camera? On my side, I'm noticing the coloring is quite dark. I'm hoping it's not that way on your guys' side. I know sometimes that can be different. Okay, so now eyeliner is like my pet peeve. And I know being a child of the 80s, like in the 70s and 80s, we learned to do black eyeliner all the way around our eyes. You do see it? Good, good. So I don't know if I have a black eyeliner right here. I might need to use a brown. Let's see. Or I can use my ink I know what I'll do. I'll use my ink liner and I'll just paint it onto a brush. Okay, so hi Tracy, thanks for hopping on. I'm going to use my ink liner, but I'm going to use an angled brush to apply it because I don't have a regular black liner right here. It's in my kit, which is in the car. All right, so the do side, what you want to do is you want to press this in right at your lash line, and you want to focus on the outer corner. Okay, just like that. And then just lift it a little bit when you get to the end of your lashes. You don't have to create like a wing, but just do a little lift with the eyeliner. I hope you can see that. Okay, so on the other eye, we're gonna do the don't. This is what I see so many people do because this is what we were taught to do in the 70s and 80s, and we are creatures of habit. Hi, Melanie, thanks for hopping on. And what I noticed, this is what people do. They drag the eyeliner. Just pretend this is a regular eyeliner. They drag it all the way across, so it creates a thick line, and they go all the way across. You see that? They follow the eye the whole time. You don't want to do that. And then they do the bottom too. All the way. Do you guys already see like how much that's closing in my eye? I'll do some cleanup in just a minute. I see so many people do their eyeliner like this. Okay. Let's do a little bit of cleanup. You guys know what I'm talking about, right? Yes. Melanie says I've been guilty. Look how much that closes in my eye. Even if I clean it up, but you know, most of the time when people are doing this, they're doing a thick line. It's not a thin line. But just look how that closes in my eye so much. This is gonna be so hard to get off later. Chrissy says I've done that too. Look at the difference, guys. And what I did for the do side is I took my eyeliner. And if you're gonna use ink liner, then do it like I did and put it on a small angled brush so you have better control. And just, instead of bringing it across the eye, do pressing motions, press it. If you guys follow Erica Taylor, she's like a celebrity makeup artist. She does tons of reels and TikToks. What she says when it comes to ink liner is press is best. So you just press it right at the lash line, only in the outer corner, and then just give it a little bit of a lift right at the end. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can take a brush and smudge it so that it, you know, doesn't have to look perfect. And then if you want to do the bottom too, just do the outer corner. So what I did was I basically painted it on with a brush, but you can also use eyeshadow. I've shown you guys that, where you can just use eyeshadow to give it a softer look. Just using my fingers just to kind of soften this edge out over here. Okay, so which side do you like best so far? Do you like the do's or do you like the don'ts? Okay, let's move on. Let's do our foundation. This is another thing when I'm talking to clients about makeup. This is something else that I often find people tell me either they use their fingers to do their foundation, which is a big don't. So I'm going to do that on the don't side. But something else that they do, and I know because when I learned how to do my makeup, this is what we did. Is this you? Is this what you do? Remember, this side doesn't have moisturizer. It doesn't have primer. So what kind of coverage are we gonna get with fingers swiping around like that? Do you think we're gonna get a very good coverage that way? Let's see. This is what some people are doing, because I know you guys have confessed it to me. All right, that's the don't. Let's do the do. Good. She says that's one thing I've never done. Let's do the do side. This is the do. Okay. You can use a brush. You can use a beauty sponge if you want to. If you're going to use a brush, use a flat brush like so. You are going to get a more full coverage with a brush. Okay. And you're just tapping it in. We are not doing circles. We are not doing swiping. And I'm going to drag it down onto my neck over here. Girl, I was in a pageant in '79 and they told us to do everything on that wrong side. That is too funny. Well, in '79, that's probably the way that we did things. I was born in '78, and when I started wearing makeup in 6th grade, I mean, we didn't have YouTube videos like we do now, you know? All right. So here is the do side. And then what I like to do after I've used my brush is I do take my dampened beauty sponge. Oh, that's what I should have done for the don't, is I should have used a sponge that was not wet. This is going to pick up extra product. It's going to help get rid of any brush strokes. Okay, do you guys see the difference so far? Go ahead and bring this down over here. With the face. This is moisturized, this is primed, and then I tapped it in. No moisturizer, no primer, and we smeared it on. Big difference. Are you using the same color? Yes, it's the same color. Yeah, same color. Isn't that amazing? Because it doesn't look like the same color. That's because, I don't know why. But yeah, I used the same color. All right, let's do contour. Okay, let's see. I don't have my contour stick where I can use it right now, so I'm gonna use my liquid bronzer. Okay, so right here, you want to come from the tip of your ear down towards your mouth. You could do dots or you can do a line, it doesn't matter. But what I did was I made sure to go above the hollow in my cheek. So there's my hollow, and I did it right above it, right? Because this is going to give me a lifted, I'm over 40, a lifted look to my face. And I'm tapping it in with a brush. Look at that difference. We're going to go ahead and do the forehead. We're going to do the nose, and we're going to do the jowls. Yeah, I can tell it looks like a different color. It is the same color. That's funny. Tapping it in. I can't decide how I want to do it for the don'ts, for the bronzer. Like, don't use your fingers. I don't know. Oh, I know what I can do. So here, you know, we're tapping it in. Over here, I'll do swiping. Okay, so the contour creates shadows on the face. Yes, it is a kabuki brush, just a flat brush. Okay, so for the don'ts, what you don't want to do is you don't want to come down too low. You don't want to come down too low. and you don't want to swipe. Because you see what that's doing to the foundation around it? It's swiping it too. Over here, we dabbed in our foundation and then we dabbed on our contour. So everything looks nice and blended because it is nice and blended. Over here, we swiped with our fingers and now we're swiping with this brush and it's making the foundation come off on the sides of the contour. Can you see that? So you don't want to swipe and you don't want to come down too low. You want to come up higher and you want to press. Like Erica Taylor says, press is best. Okay. Blush. Let's do blush. All right. On the do side, let's see what blush brush do I want to use. On the do side, what we want to do with our blush is that we want to go right above the bronzer, kind of like a C. You want to start at the hairline and come outwards. This is going to give you that lifted look on your face, right? Wherever you place your blush, that's where your cheeks are. So we did this at an angle above the bronzer. Now watch, if I take my blush and the first application that I make is right here, it puts too much product and it makes my cheeks right here. Now, if you're younger, that's fine. You can do this right here. But over 40, you don't want to do blush across your face like this. Not on the apples. That's how we were taught, was on the apples of your cheeks. That's where you placed your blush and then you came back, straight back. Or do it like swiping. Don't do that. Tap it, start at your hairline, and come down following the pattern of the contour. This gives your face more of a lift, okay? All right, so let's see, what else? What else can we talk about? Is there anything you want me to show you guys a do and don't of? Let's do lipstick. Use a lip liner and slightly overline your Cupid's bow. Okay. And underneath. That's going to give you an appearance of a more full lip. Okay. On the other side, I'm just not going to use a lip liner. See the difference lip liner makes. When you don't use lip liner, it makes your lips look a lot smaller and less defined. Hi, Emily. Thanks for hopping on. Do you apply under chin when you want your face to look rounder? No. Putting contour under your chin is going to chisel it. If you want it to look more round, you would want to do it differently. I would say you want to come up like this with your contour. And then there's different things you can do with your face as far as the contour goes as well. But if you're wanting a more rounder face, you want to bring your contour up the side like this versus this way. Does that make sense? I'll just blend that in here. Do you see how that creates more round? All right, hey Christy, good morning. I'm just gonna blend this in. All right, on the do side, I'm gonna use some face powder. I'm gonna grab my BB powder. And what I like to do is come underneath the bronzer and then on the side of the nose and on the forehead. On the don't side, I'm just not gonna use, oh, I know what. I remember when I learned how to do makeup, we did powder over everything. So in this case, you're just taking your powder, how many of you do this, and you're just putting it everywhere, right? Here, we strategically placed it under the bronzer, the side of the nose, and on the forehead, okay? I know it's been a minute since you've caught me live, Christy. So this is the do's, this is the don'ts. Which side do you guys like so far the best? Let's do some mascara. I don't know if I know any don'ts. For the do, we're gonna curl our lashes, because especially over 40, when your eyes start to sag and you get a little hooded eye, curling your lashes is going to help get them up out of your eye, create a bigger, wider open eye. So you want to curl your lashes. On the don't side, we're not going to. All right, so for the do side, what I like to do, no, it's not bad to use a sponge at all. You can use a sponge or a brush. I just don't recommend your fingers. Yeah, it's fine. As long as it's dampened, make sure you're wetting it. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to the lash line and I'm gonna give a little tug back and forth. And then I'm going to slowly blink into my wand. I'm not moving my wand very much. I'm keeping it still and letting my lashes come to the wand. Occasionally I have to pull up, but for the most part, I'm letting the blinking motion, look how much that covers your lashes. It really coats your lashes really well by doing that. So on this side, we didn't curl the lashes, and I'm going to use my mascara wand up and down without blinking. Look at the difference. Can you guys see the difference with the lashes? On this side, I left the wand still and I slowly blinked into the wand. On this side, I moved my wand but did not move my eye. I kept my eye still and I just came through here like we normally do and just did that number. Okay. I think I have covered everything. If I missed anything, let me know. If there's anything you want me to show you a do and a don't for. I'm going to go back through real quickly for those of you who may have just hopped on. I know that later on I'll probably think of something. I'll be like, oh, I should have done that. So I'll just maybe start a list for the next time. Let me clean up a little bit here. Can't see very well when I'm doing it into the phone, so I was having to go to a mirror. All right, so the do side, we started with moisturizer. Can you see the difference on my face with how good this side looks? Moisturize. Use a face cream and a moisturizer, or a moisturizer before you do your makeup, okay? We started with moisturizer. We also primed. We used primer. Then for the eyes, I used an eyeshadow primer, set it with transparent setting spray. I did, yeah, I kind of did all the ones on the bottom. I don't go super far into the inner corner, but I pretty much covered most of the lashes on the bottom. So after I did the eye primer and the transparent setting powder, we did our transition shade at an angle, creating a lifted crease here. We kept the darker color on the outer corner with a little bit of a lift, lighter color on the inner corner. And then the eyeliner, we kept it just on the lash line in this outer corner and just on the outer corner here. Over here, I didn't prep the eye, I didn't prime it. I used windshield wiper motion with the transition shade. I put the darkest color right in the crease and then the lightest color all the way across. Then I lined my entire eye with the eyeliner. Concealer, that's a good one. Yes, we can talk about concealer. Thank you for reminding me, Melanie. And then, let's see, we lined the entire eye. For the blush, we applied it to the apples of the cheeks and went straight back for the don't side. For the do side, we started tapping it on, not swiping, but tapping in a C motion, starting at the hairline, right? And then on the don't side, we did our contour way down here and we swiped it back versus putting it above our hollow and tapping it in. On the do side, I made my brow hair look like hairs and had the tail go towards the tip of the ear. I drew this one on, thicker lines going down to the earlobe. So those are your do's and don'ts. Lipstick, I lined the do side, didn't line the don't side. And with the mascara, I left my my wand still, and I slowly blinked into the wand. Over here, I combed through the lashes. Okay, so Melanie asked about concealer. That is something I did forget, so let's go do that. Okay, over 40. This is something I've shown you guys before as well. If you have under eye wrinkles, get you our lip conditioner. Pharmacy lip conditioner. I don't have hardly any left. It just came back. We didn't have it for a while. It just came back. So grab you a lip conditioner, okay? You're gonna love this trick. And normally I would just draw it on, but this one's down too low, so I'm just gonna use a Q-tip. So take, for those of you with a crepey under eye and wrinkles under eyes, take your lip conditioner, which is a balm, and press it in under the eyes first. Use your finger, so the warmth from your finger is melting that product into your skin. So this is your first step to concealer under the eyes over 40, especially if you have wrinkles and texture. Use Pharmacy's lip conditioner is the most amazing product. You can use whatever lip balm product you want to, but that's what I recommend, okay? So then you're gonna take your concealer. I'm gonna go ahead and do this side first. I'm gonna let that balm just set for a little bit. All right, so over here, what you don't wanna do, if you are like in your 20s, then feel free to do this V, right? Oh, and I should have used like a lighter shade. On the don't side, you don't want to do a V, and you don't want to use the lightest color you can find. You want to use a peach tone concealer, and you want to do it on the inner corner and the outer corner. You want to use a peach tone concealer with Pharmacy. It's CO2. Because it will cover texture better. A very light concealer is just going to highlight it, okay? On the don't side, we are going to use our finger. Which using your finger is not a bad thing because it is going to, the warmth from your finger is going to melt the product into your skin. Let's use a beauty sponge now. What this does when you bring this concealer down in a V like this is that it drags your face down. I'll go back and do the blush over it in just a minute. But on the don't side, you don't want to use the lightest concealer, and you don't want to do too far down. You don't want to do this under triangle that we do like on the teenagers and the people in their 20s. Okay. What you do want to do is I recommend using a brush and tapping it in. Hi, Becky. Thanks for hopping on. Good morning. You want to tap it in. Inner corner. And use less concealer if you have more texture and more wrinkles. Bring it up the side of the eye over here. Then use your finger. That's going to help melt that product into your skin, and tap it in. Don't pull. Don't pull that skin under your eyes. That's going to create wrinkles. But you're going to tap it in. Then you can use a beauty sponge to pick up any excess product. And that gives you a more lifted look, and you want to set it with a setting powder. Okay, so I'm gonna come back over here now and put a little bit more blush, fix the blush. Oh, highlight, let's do highlight. This is the don't. Don't put it on the apples of your cheeks and go backwards. Don't swipe it. Don't do that. Do this, okay? Do you notice how everything I have done has been a tapping motion? That's really important because the swiping motions are not good. Okay, let's talk about highlight, okay? With highlight, you want to strategically place areas that you want to bring forward, okay? So you could do like the side over here above the blush. You can do a little bit on the nose. You can bring some highlight, put it on the inner corner and right under the arch of the brow. Strategically place it. Be careful, especially when you have wrinkles. You don't want to go and highlight wrinkles, okay? So you don't want to go and do this. So the younger girls, they like the highlight up on the forehead and on the chin. And like that. Don't do that. It's gonna highlight your texture, your wrinkles, your problem areas. Over here, we kept it in a small area above the blush. You can do a little on the tip of the nose, on the inner corner, and right below the brow, just in certain areas. You can also, before you put on your lipstick, you can do your Cupid's bow if you want to make it look like you have a bigger upper lip. Okay, so this is the do's. This is the don'ts. I hope that you guys learned something today. This was fun. I've been wanting to do this for a while, but definitely opens up the eye over here on the do side. Definitely lifts up the face. Tapping motions and applying the prep, I think, are key for helping this side of the face look so much better than this side. This side, I didn't use moisturizer. I didn't use primer. I used my fingers to apply the foundation. I put powder everywhere. I brought the tail of the brow way down, closing in my eye with that heavy eyeliner, bringing my eye down with too much concealer, coming too far down. So hopefully you've learned some things that will help you next time you do your makeup. Thanks for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.